I don't know. I was just laying on this couch and oh, hi everybody. Welcome to Roleplay Give. We're a tabletop gaming community. Uh,
Yay!
Thanks for the subscription, Ed. Uh, and no, that was the subscription. It's much quieter and less jarring than the cheer. Uh,
Bear that in mind.
I know it's
I still
coming.
can't believe the things that you say out loud, Paul. Like, we're not going to respond to them. You still haven't learned.
Yeah, I know you're gonna do it. I was gonna do it anyway. He's just waiting now for the right moment. Like when I put this one.
No, no, right moments.
All right, so there it is. Um, all right. Thanks for the cheer. All right, so
Uh,
We just got a hype train.
did we? Because you
Yep.
subscribed and the bar
And cheered.
Yay!
Oh, and
and
and Bruno's here.
Dawson just resubscribed. Thanks, Daw. Uh, so it's been about 6 weeks since we played this game, and as a quick catching everybody up, hype train. As a quick catching people up, well, what had happened was this, the party had become aware that there was a cult of people who were trying to bring a dimensional being from the dimension, the land of shadows, the realm of shadows, to the material plane. Uh, they said, "Fuck that! They don't want that to happen."
Yay!
Thanks for the subscription, Shane. So then they.
Oh hell!
Well, we're gonna super hype.
One of us. One of us.
Nice. Uh, so then uh, they began traveling south and became aware of a large being moving underground nearby them. It was creating quite a disruption. They decided to track it. They went off the road to follow it. Uh, they were waylaid by Quailani toughs, who are far south of where they normally operate out of. Quailani are the people who basically enslaved. Thanks for the cheer, Daw. Uh, and man, uh, maybe I'll get through this. So uh, they ended up fighting the Quailani, found out the Quailani were down here creating problems and also looking for Bone Splitter. They continued moving on, following the Trollershaw, where they discovered that an underground temple had been uncovered by the movement of this large underground beast. As they were preparing to enter it, the Trollershaw doubled back and attacked them. They defeated the Trollershaw. It was a little touch and go there for a bit, particularly for Bone Splitter. Uh, but they survived and went into this underground chamber cairn, where they saw a map of Navyshla that had a star in it, indicating it was over where
Yay!
thanks, Tony, for the subscription. Uh, and so,
All-time record shattered.
is that what it says?
Yep.
Nice. It's a big day here on Roleplay Give. Uh, so the star, the
The new
star,
phone books are here.
indicating where where the Knucklebuster pits would be in the Quillfield Badlands, which is where Bone Splitter had been captured, taken by the Quailani. Uh, and so he was able to identify what the star indicated. They also figured out that they could put the star inside a pedestal in one of the other rooms, and once it aligned, it awoke one of the mummified remains of a priest there. They were able to find out a couple of things, one of which is that there appears to have been three deities, or at least people of great power, one of which was the Platinum Dawn, whose temple this was. The other was the Ruby Sunset, and the last was I'm gonna. It's up here. Dresna Five Heads. Uh, and so they became aware of those three beings, and they were given a sort of a prophecy, although the priest died so long ago, it's hard to say what part of it has already occurred and what is yet to be. Thanks for the cheer, Ed. Um, so the uh, prophecy basically said the platinum dawn must die, and be must be resurrected. Uh, and so they were the priest was asking, are they the killer or the healer? And they answered they were both, and there was confusion, and then finally they just left, basically. Well, they haven't left; they're still there, but the priest stopped answering questions. So, uh, and fell back to the slumber of death. So, anything I'm missing, players, on that's critical as we move forward that you want to bring up and that would be helpful for people to know? Hearing none, let's get going.
Yeah, I think you covered it great.
Perfect. All right, so this is where we're actually at. You guys should be able to see I haven't changed anything on this map. So I guess I probably should have put this on while I was doing the recap there. But
No, we did. We left.
oh, you did leave the
We
entire
did
cairn?
get out because the whole place collapsed.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, you guys
But
used
they'd
your
left. They'd left a
Yeah,
rope up
someone, yeah,
above. So
you actually did
yeah,
a
someone
rope
smart
pulley
found a
thing.
rope.
Uh,
yeah,
so okay, so you guys are actually well. I closed
we
that map.
had gotten out because it was collapsing.
All right, I don't have the above ground map, and so I'm just gonna leave this on for now and say you guys are above the ground. You're near the body of the trawler shawl, and a big ass hole in the ground now. It's about lunchtime.
Well, we're not going to get our damage deposit back from that.
And I just want to check that the horse is still okay.
Carl
I was
seems
just going to ask that too.
Carl seems fine.
And so I was away at the start of last session. My understanding is that the rope was Carl was pulling us up. Is that
There was an entire pulley system that was rigged using Carl, and yes, I think Carl helped you guys get out. Whoa! What is this? I don't even know what this icon is that just popped up.
gift sub?
Oh, nice! I don't think that's ever happened before. I don't. Oh, well, thanks for the gift sub, Shane, and welcome the iRavel, the iRevel. Welcome.
Not
Thank
I
sure
don't
who
know.
that
It
is.
was
But
it was a random person that I think has been in the channel before.
Yeah, that's great. Because they kind of have cleaned bots out. So like when I go and look at who's here, the bots aren't here anymore. They're gone.
yeah,
Oh, that's like half of our
That's half
audience,
our,
though.
well,
well more than half.
they never. Yeah, well, but they never counted them anyway. So,
Oh,
but anyway, why am I not watching live? I suppose I should do that. Anyway, back to Twitch. Uh, so yeah, you guys had used Carl as sort of a rigging to get you up, and Carl is fine. Uh,
Whew.
well,
Did I lose y'all?
Our screen
Oh.
just froze. I wonder if we lost Paul.
I'm here.
Okay.
I did something wrong with the Twitch screen, so I had it. If I put anything over the Discord call, it blacks it out on Twitch. And so I have to remember never to put anything over that screen.
Oh.
I or drop the screen. Like if I minimize that screen, it'll go black as well. So, and I frequently forget and do it. So, anyway, so uh, so you guys are above ground, sunny day. It's this all started in the morning. So it's about noon now. Birds are chirping, sun is shining. It's a nice Octobery day.
Hmm.
Well, it's a nice Octobery day, and you guys are equatorial, so it's warm. I don't know, Tony. What's it like in October in Florida?
Gross hot.
Okay, it's gross hot.
I don't know how you all deal with this. There are parts of me sticking to other parts of me in ways that I do not like.
Batwing.
We stay inside.
But we should get on the way to find a boat, right?
I believe that was what you guys had planned. So, I'll activate this map because it seems to be at least more useful than the white pinball is, or the white pinball, the silver pinball is marks where you guys are at, where the uh, situation uh, with the trawler shawl occurred. You have I think about a day's journey yet to Cloverdrum. So,
And we know that Decathorn is where all of the Quailani are currently camped.
correct. You had learned that. You don't know all. You know there is a
Well, a
sizable.
fist.
Yes, a fist of Quailani are in the Decathorn.
We should definitely go toward Cloverdrum so we don't get fisted.
Right.
I'm just gonna let it go. Leave that alone. Uh,
That is to be avoided.
so, uh, you guys are heading
Unless
through.
you're into that, I don't want to shame anything.
That's right. If
Fair.
that's your jam, all good. Um, so the forest that you're going through is like kind of not kind of. It is definitely converting into sort of jungle. Uh, and so you're off the beaten path here is a little bit more jungle machete type work. There's bugs everywhere. It's fairly miserable going. You could, you could head um, east and pick up the road from Decathorn to Cloverdrum. Uh, that would take you a little out of. It wouldn't be as direct, but it might be faster because this is the you guys are looking for any kind of trails through here. Often getting turned back. You guys could make it. I actually should just ask if you want to make a survival check for how fast you're going.
Here's looking a little for.
Survival. I can try that.
Oh, roll over. Yes.
All right. Well, Ulfer's. I mean, Ulfer is a Arctic mountain dude, uh, but has been sort of picking up things as he's been moving through and looking. He still knows what a game trail looks like, and does move you guys ahead at a fairly good clip, heading directly towards Cloverdrum without going to the road. You guys get about halfway there, uh, and it's getting. I mean, I don't know. Equatorial. The sun still goes down earlier, right? Um, in the winter. Uh,
Yes.
so like it's starting to get. You're starting to lose a little light after about 5 hours. It's getting dim, and of course you're in tree cover. So choice is yours. You guys could camp out here in the jungle, or try to make a last push to the road, or do another survival check to see if you want to make another push in the jungle.
Well, if your world pictures are accurate, we are not very close to Decathorn, so pushing to the road would likely be less dangerous than it was before. But we are in the wild now, so if we were to camp here, we are not as likely to be found.
Yeah, I mean we're less likely to be found here than on the road, certainly.
Yeah, I think that'd be Ulfer's preference too.
All right.
If you are right, we are likely half a day away from Clover Drum. Maybe resting now is good. We get there midday and find a ship or somewhere to sleep or something.
All right. Uh, you guys can make camp. I don't think you have any food needs. You guys are. I should have actually made that roll a little like that. That prevented you from getting slowed down a ton. Oh, we just left Shane. Uh,
Ah, crap.
crap. Yep, he's back. Welcome back. I don't know the words to that song.
It
Um,
just I think it just says welcome back a lot.
yeah, I think you're probably right. It was the 70s. They weren't putting a lot of emphasis on
Oh, I remember anyway.
welcome back. Um, so you're pulling a horse through here. Uh,
No, a horse is pulling a cart. We're not pulling the horse.
right, but the horse is willingly because the horse likes you. The horse is willingly going and pulling a cart through a jungle. So it is slow going. So that high roll meant you got to move at a normal rate. Um, so because it should have probably been a disadvantage with that horse and cart. Um, so you guys make camp. Uh, somebody want to roll me the fateful D12? All kinds of noises. I've never been in a jungle, but I imagine there's like all kinds of like monkeys screaming kind of shit, bats flying everywhere. Um, I don't think it's
I've
very.
never seen a monkey shit bat.
All right. The
Monkey
pin.
shit bats are the worst.
the the uh, the pinball rolled a 10. So it is a quiet evening for you guys. I don't want to fast forward through any discussion you guys want to have, but otherwise, you guys eat. Everything's okay. Um,
So I think this would be the time. I think Quillen's going to find like a quiet moment, and this would be the time that he's actually going to give. He's going to give the dagger. He's going to give the dagger
to Ben.
to Ben.
Okay.
Tell him just that it. Yeah,
So Ben can
So
spend an
I
hour
think
attuning.
I think you should take this. Well, you seem to have more more. Well, you seem you seem to be more comfortable being connected to it than I am.
But
Or
I'm not going to
maybe I'm
lie.
comfortable, but I'm not comfortable being comfortable.
Its propensity for secrets is appealing. I'll tell you that. I, thank you.
All right.
Yeah. Just be careful. I don't I don't think it was I don't think I enjoyed it. Or
Hmm,
maybe I did, but then I didn't enjoying it.
that makes more sense. I was going to say it looked a little bit like you were enjoying it.
Yeah. So well be careful with it, and if you need help, let me know. Maybe I could help.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure what I'm. That's great. I appreciate it.
You would, you can spend the hour attuning to it if you'd like. And
Yeah.
I know Shane made a, a Dungeons and Dragons card for it, so it should be
Yep. I have
transferable.
it.
Um, and so that can be done. Anything else you guys want to do while you have some quiet, uninterrupted time? Other, oh, go ahead.
No, it's just coughing.
Oh, okay. Well, otherwise you guys can take the benefits of a long rest.
What do you guys? I mean, do we know what we're doing here? I mean, I know what I need to do here, but I just want to make sure that what I need to do here lines up with what y'all need to do here, so that we don't, end up getting in each other's way.
Until very recently, my goals were somewhat nebulous, but the discovery of the potential incursion of the K-Leech changes that a bit. I want to stop that if it's possible. Um,
Oh, okay.
uh, she is not someone that I want to be here.
Well, it sounds like we're kind of on the same. I think we can both get what we want, if that's what you want. But Oliver, what? I mean, what do you want?
Not sure that I know anymore. But it seems to
That's
me
fair.
that we've learned that the dragons are in trouble. And it seems to be that these things are overlapping somehow. And if I can help you achieve your goals, and that gets me closer to understanding what's happening with the dragons, and perhaps understanding why I have not been able to commune, then so be it.
Well, I for one will not be sad to have a big man like you in front of me and things, you know. Uh,
For the splittest of seconds, I thought that was Chris Jones without Chris Jones having shown up on the screen. Like, hey
Ooh,
guys, I just came in.
terrifying.
uh,
Absolutely terrifying.
anyway, I am certain Bone Splitter would also share that he's here to take care of his bouncing baby egg, and he is also concerned for the dragons. So
well, if our path is going to take us back to the Knucklebuster pits, I'm sure Bonesplitter will have things to say about that.
Do
yeah,
you do you guys think that he's okay? I mean, like,
Well, no one's ever really ready to be a dad.
that's kind of the thing, though. I mean, he's not really gonna be a dad. Like, there's a lot of farmers that have hatched a lot of chickens, and none of them really identify as a parent. It just, what is he gonna do when that thing
Pretty
wants
sure
to
that's
rip his
not a
face off?
chicken. I've seen chickens. That is really big for
But
a chicken.
you're right. It's not a chicken. Okay.
I'm not really up on your whole ecology here, but I don't know. It's nature versus nurture, yes?
I mean, I guess we have. I mean, we have mixed family groups. We're nothing like most of the surface dwellers with their I don't know, mandatory coupling and such. But um I don't know. I assume I've seen some humans treat their dogs like their kids. So I mean, maybe a dragon can't be all that different, can
Except for the whole being a god thing.
it? Yeah, there's complications. Okay, well,
That's more like a cat than a dog.
nice.
definitely true. All right. Uh,
Well,
watches pass peaceably. Long rests are taken. Uh, guess wake up with you know maybe even a little pre-dawn, because it's still dark underneath the tree cover. Uh, it's humid, it's sweaty, it's gross. You've had
I'm simultaneously very warm and cold at the same time.
bugs are crawling on you. Uh, some some sort of primate eating bugs near your fire as you wake up, and it skitters away as one of you moves. Uh,
Uh-oh.
uh, and the jungle comes alive as you guys wake up. Uh, you have about a
It's
half
like
day's.
Frampton.
Yeah, there's a lot of squawk box going on, and that monkey's like, "Oh, me away." um. Anyway, wait, no. I want to know. Do you feel as I feel? So
Kill that monkey.
kill it now before it sells 100,000 albums. Uh, okay. You guys wake up and continue to head south. I will need a survival check if you're going to stay off road to see how long it takes you to get to your destination.
I don't think we necessarily need to avoid the road now if we travel to it. We'll look less weird coming into town on the road than we would coming in from the wilderness.
I can send my familiar up. He can keep a watch and let me know if anything's coming.
Sure. Are you sending your dragonfly up to see if there's anything on the road from Decathorn?
Yeah, just to be like, 100 feet in front of us to hopefully see something in time that we can dive off the road if needed.
Sure.
I'll send Obi up and they can look together.
Okay. Um, the road,
They're gonna be friends.
the road.
I'll tell Obi not to kill your dragonfly.
That's how friendships are started. Um, so
I mean, what is the basis of friendship other than not killing each other?
I mean, it's a
Hey,
low,
they've been built on less.
it's a low bar, but um, so the road heading to the southwest from Decathorn appears to be picking up with traffic. However, Obi and I am forgetting the dragonfly's name. Um,
Oh, yeah. But Zephyr.
Zephyr. I found it at the same time. Zephyr. Zephyr and Obi don't flag any of them as anything other than merchant carts. Um, there is supplies and merchants and peddlers and whatnot. Uh, as I guess are you guys getting like telepathic, telepathic
Yeah.
reports? Telepathic. I don't know if I'm good enough to tell you what's going on here, but the they're they're just saying a couple here, a couple there. It sounds like what you would suspect for a city the size of Clover Drum is normal traffic coming in off of a high road.
Okay.
Um, and nothing to, that looks like Kailani. A couple merchant guards, nothing that stands out as anything significant. Coming from the north, coming up towards the northeast out of Clover Drum is far less traffic. Uh, and can you guys have your familiars both make perception checks or insight, your choice?
Yeah. Yeah, little guy.
All right.
Obi's not feeling very insightful.
Okay. Um,
Oh, but let me just take a quick thing. No, I'm no, I'm a big fat liar. Never mind.
okay. Well, you didn't lie. Uh, so, uh, there is the perception from Zephyr that um, these carts coming out of Clover Drum are the, the wagons are loaded up and there's not enough guards.
Okay. Well, I'll let let everyone know, and then at that point, maybe Ben or I can jump up into the familiars' eye holes,
It's
kind
up
of
to
ride shotgun on them and see what's going on. So I'll try that, and then I'll take a look at it and see if I can figure out more about what's going on with this, these weird carts.
Yeah, I'll do the same thing. Take a
Okay.
look
All right.
through Obi's eyes.
So Ulfer is guiding you both as you both jump into.
Well, we're riding in the
Oh,
cart,
that's
so
true, and Bone Split is there
Oh,
too. Bone Split is there too. That,
and I thought we kind of would have pulled off, like kind of stop for a moment and
that
just make sure.
that's fine. That's up to you guys. However you want to play it.
yeah, we can stop for a moment and
Okay.
take a peek.
Let's just make sure that we're not riding into an ambush or something.
Into a problem.
So if I can, I'd like to investigate the cards
Okay.
from up above to see what I can't figure out about them. Well, that's not too bad.
Okay.
Ben's
Um.
having a look
Then no
through
too.
Obi's eyes.
So with the investigation check, that's looking at you. I think you said what was going on with these carts. Um,
Yes.
these things are carrying um, foodstuffs, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and that high of an investigation, it's it's hardtack kind of things. It's travel rations, military rations. Um, the perception check is going to yield it's going to smack home for Ben that there are like 6 carts in a wagon train full of foodstuffs and 2 guards, which is inadequate for the
Well, you
size of
don't
the
have to
wagon.
guard. You don't have to guard against Quailani when you're taking goods to the Quailani.
Mm.
There is no need for guards if all of the bandits are your people.
The perception also would be is that the the merchants on the carts though look miserable about the lack of guards.
Hmm. Well, maybe they don't know that they're taking to them to the Quailani yet.
Okay, so you do know that you're going to pass um, carts uh, coming out of Clover Drum that are, it's a sort of a wagon train, small one of what appears to be military food. And then you will probably, even with just the fact that it's like you guys a cart and an egg, um, that some of these people from Decathorn are moving, they're hustling. Um, and so you might be overtaken at some point by one of them unless you guys pick it up, but that's up to you. Nothing you saw from Decathorn would make you feel like you need to, arrive before them.
I think we should try to match pace. We don't want to stick out.
Okay, so you guys pick up the pace. Uh, with your increased pace on the road, and Carl happy to stretch his legs after walking through the jungle, uh, you guys make it into Clover Drum just after noon. Now I need to describe Clover Drum to you. The it becomes apparent to you soon after you but not soon after, like within about a half mile of it, you can see the the Trepfellini Basin, uh, the sun glinting off of it. You're at high ground and you are heading like on a decline towards the water. The Trepfellini Basin, just to just so that I say it right, I'm going to go to this map quick. The Trepfalini Basin goes into the Prairie of Tides, which then goes into the Sea of Donnoc. Um, so, uh, you're basically heading into ocean. Um, the the
Bye. Have a good night.
so I thought you were talking to me. I'm like,
Oh, sorry. I actually thought I muted myself. Whoops.
Kathy, you weren't muted. Um, so, uh, so you're on high ground and you are you're on a descent. Um, and the name Clover Drum begins to make sense as you see. I'm going to activate this map. All right, so I'll explain. You guys are coming
We
in.
have no tokens with vision in this scene.
Hold on. I'm not going to put your tokens on. I'm just going to turn token vision off. Hold on. Can you see now?
Yep.
Okay. Um, so I'm going to use geologic terms that I looked up today. Uh, what you're looking at is a very large caldera. A caldera is a depression in the ground that was formed by a volcanic explosion where the earth sank below sea level somewhat. Uh, the road you are on is L'Artisan Boulevard, right here. And that is built on an earthen causeway through the caldera. You see another one to the southwest, Boulevard de Noblesse. And so they cut this caldera into three sections, uh, the three sort of drums in the ground. Uh, as you're walking down and you enter the city, uh, you see that some of these roadways, I'm going to zoom in here. I don't. You guys can zoom in on your own. But right here, you can see that there's these little gray marks. I just pinged one on the road. Those are the equivalent of ski lifts that will
E-lift.
they
Okay.
they go down though in this case, and then they're rotating up. They're like tramways at like an amusement park. uh,
But they also go up.
they circle around. Uh, and so to take you down because the drum is 100 feet below where the roadway is going. Now, not every road has one of these. Some of them just have stairs and terracing cut into them. But uh, you can see that there is a ticket taker or a change maker, and there is a charge uh, to take the tramways down into one of the drums. But you know because you are high above that where you're heading is the docks, and you can see even though there's the Boulevard de Noblesse uh, crosses over it, you're still higher than that, and you can see down to the Trappolini Basin, so you know that where you're heading is further down the road.
Holy shit! That's a big water.
This is, I think, I will say this just, you know, knowing Ulfer's journey and knowing Ben's journey, this is by far the largest city you've been in on the material plane. Uh, there are about 7,800 people living in this area, and it is bustling. It's noisy.
A lot
How
of
far does
people.
that water go?
This goes and goes.
I
For
can't see
days.
the end of it. Like on when, like the lake, we could see the far side if you squint. It just goes to more water.
I had to spend, I don't know. I don't know how long that would have been, Paul. I want to assume like several weeks probably on a boat coming from that continent to
You have
the east. Yeah?
you have definitely seen larger cities than Cloverdrum. You would
Okay.
have had to do the sailing that you did from where you're from.
and did the big, and did the big ocean stuff. Yeah. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so sometimes the water goes on and on. It's kind of terrifying, actually.
That's a lot. I mean, the big city too, but yeah, big city is big city.
Yeah,
There's a
when the water is all around you, and you're just in a little boat, and all you can see is more water, and be like that for days and
That
days.
sounds pretty terrible.
It was not my favorite, and the salt water does terrible things to my fur.
Salt water.
I just realized there was an error on the map, so sorry. I'm
That
doing a little
I
the
bit of
assume
water
it's
code.
salt water. I hope.
is salted.
The
Yeah,
no the water is salted, yes, for sure. In the ocean. Yeah.
Why? Why would you do that?
I don't know, but but it is, and it's awful.
And all of these people here have mandated coupling. You said?
Well, I just mean that it's just, like most of the family units are made up of two people.
And that's required.
Well, I don't know if it's required, but I haven't seen any families like what we have.
Okay, but also walk me through this family idea.
Well,
You you don't understand what a family is?
I've heard the word.
I my
The people
family
on
is
the farm, Bonesplitter said they were family.
my family is
yeah,
my parents, my mother and father, and my
Okay,
my
back up.
brother. And
You're going way too fast for me.
well, you see, when two people love each other very much,
no, that's what I was trying to say though. It doesn't have to be two people. Like it could be like a group of people, and then they all they all work together.
that is what we would consider our clan. But it is very similar to family. You are correct.
Oh, I mean, but yeah.
Right, that's weird. I don't know. I don't know how you do that.
Did you not have a mom and a dad, or moms or dads, or uncles, or
Paul, can I make some kind of check to access memories?
What are you trying to access your own memories or are you trying to access somebody else's memories?
Maybe somebody else's.
You can make a check. The DC's really high. I actually wrote mechanics for this.
What type of check should this be?
I am going to call it a charisma check. And
Okay.
if you want to apply a charisma based skill check to that, uh, make a case. you know, uh,
Uh, so if it's charisma, am I interpreting that to mean that I'm essentially like negotiating with somebody?
nope, you're, because I take charisma as your
Like
personality,
pure force of will?
force of will personality. And so you're trying
Uh,
to grab another personality out of your brain.
yeah. I would like to use intimidation and just like force it.
Okay. All right. Let's see what
not that any of that conversation raises questions.
you shout in your
No.
head and nothing comes to bear. Uh,
Hmm. I I don't. This all seems very strange to me.
I'm so excited that you did that. All right. As you guys are talking about family, a little while past, I just have to retcon this only because you guys had taken note of them. Before you got a good view of the city, you did pass those merchants. So you didn't. You. I just want to make sure if there's anything you wanted to do when you passed those 3 to 6 wagons of.
Oh,
If there was anything you
You know,
wanted to
if
do.
we wanted to get
yeah.
into like piracy, it'd be really easy right now.
I mean, is it technically considered piracy if you're not on a boat?
They have pirates on boats?
I don't think that's where pirates are. I think you'd be a highway robber if you were to rob someone on the highway.
That's true.
That's a
Highwayman.
good name for it then.
Yeah. I think some people talk about being a highwayman. And they'll do it for a time and then they wonder if they'll ever be a highwayman again.
Yeah. Some of them will work on dams, and some of them
Go to space.
they'll go to space and
Or
But
make.
it will be one of the most powerful supergroups of all time.
They will, and
hell yeah.
even though that song honestly is dumb as fuck, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because those 4 voices are so good. But when Johnny Cash starts singing about being a space captain, I'm like, oh man, yeah, you had me until space captain.
What? Oh, I loved it, dude. Homie was a fan of Star Trek. It's cool, dude.
I know it's cool that
I
he
know.
wanted,
You're right. It's kind of.
but it's all this like historic
okay.
shit, and it feels like Highlander before
Right.
they ruined that, and then all of a sudden he's a captain flying off to space, which I also feel like Johnny Cash being a pretty like a liberal dude, but a conservative Christian would have been like, what? What am I singing about? And apparently, Chris Christopherson had to tell him it was about reincarnation. He didn't know it until they'd already cut the album.
I
And
think Chris slipped a lot of songs in there to those guys that
I-
they didn't know what the fuck they were
I
singing.
well, definitely Waylon Jennings didn't know. Anyway, um, so, but man, those guys sounded good together. All right.
Yeah, let's hit up these merchants and see what they want.
You want to rob
let's
them?
just talk to them. No, let's
Because
just find out where
they
they're
only
going.
have a couple
And
of guards. We could like,
Yeah.
except turning around and selling the stuff right back to the city it came from is probably a problem.
Before we start interacting with people, you'll notice that Ulfer is much more intentional about pulling the hood on his traveler's cloak up around his head a little bit more so that his facial tattoos aren't the first thing people notice about him.
As you're heading into the city. Nice.
maybe you should talk to them. I don't think they. Well, I don't think
What do you
they've
want me to
seen
say
my
to them?
types before. Let's just find out. Well, I mean, without intimidating them, like why they don't have enough guards. Like, is something going on? Maybe.
Right.
Maybe
So I
we
have to
come.
say,
with
walking
concern.
up saying, "Hey, doesn't look like you got a lot of guards," sounds a little intimidating on its own.
I mean, it could lead to highway robbery.
Hey,
That's
look,
why.
that's
That's
a
why
nice
God
caravan you
told
got
me
there.
that
It'd be a
you-
shame if something
It happened to
it.
it. I'm gonna sell this and tell people it fell off a cart. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
I hear that there are a lot of bandits around. I could protect you from them if you pay me something.
Nice. It's just a slightly bit more sophisticated robbery.
No, it's really just skipping the middleman. I don't want to move the stuff, but I'll pay them. They can pay me to not take it.
That's right.
That's really smart, but they're probably wrong.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I think I've got as much chance of. I've probably got more chance of convincing Ben what family is than.
So, what do
that
you want
being
to
wrong.
know from? Do you want me to ask them about the lack of guards?
Yeah.
I'll ask them
Well, like
about the lack of guards.
Yeah, because we're if there's something going on in the city, we should probably know about it.
So they're riding past you. You're gonna hail them and stop them, or
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I'll wave and try to hail
Get the
somebody. And,
crossbow.
All right. The first cart has two women sitting on the sort of the bench seat of the wagon, and they sort of rein up and look at you and oh can I
Hello,
help? Can
friends.
I hello?
Um, you look like you're having a rough go of things. Things difficult?
The first one starts to open her mouth to respond and looks like might your first impression is this is a chatty Cathy, and the woman sitting next to her just touches her arm and says, "Uh, everything's okay. We're just moving along. We need to move quickly. Is there something we can help you with, good sir?"
I'm just wondering. We're, as you see, moving into city, and it looks like you are leaving with perhaps not the compliment you might like to have on the road. Is the trouble that we are moving into that we should be aware of?
Ooh, can you give me a how do you want to do this? Like you're asking a question that might, like you said, might be a little to a cautious mind might be intimidating. Uh,
Yeah.
but you phrased it really well. So I'm wondering, like, it's not really persuasion, but we don't have something like Call of Cthulhu,
Um,
like fast talk or you know,
I mean, it'd be persuasion or deception. It's not really deceiving,
it's not.
but also I don't care. Like,
Let's
I
just
don't
give
care if there's trouble up ahead, but
let's just give it a charisma check with your proficiency bonus.
well, that's yeah. Well, that'd be the same as a deception check, so I'll just roll
That's what I'm
deception.
saying. Yeah. All right. Um, there's like this palpable sense of relief with the way you phrased that. Um, and you hear sort of a click noise, and your eyes can see that there was like a quick fire crossbow in the seat of the bench that has been disarmed. Um, and she's like, we we have to get all of these supplies up to Amber or Decathorn and uh, uh, drop half of them off there and get them to Amber, the remaining over to Amberdrift. And we have not been given anywhere near the complement of guards we should have for traveling this road. So we're more than passingly nervous, sir.
Were you hired by the Quailani then?
With the Kehu.
The
Um,
Kailani, the
uh,
raiders that come from the north that are all headquartered in Decathorn right now and ready to kill everyone who comes there.
the woman sitting close to you looks aghast. Make an insight check.
Oh shit!
All three of you can make an insight check. We're gonna say that Bone Splitter is like making cooing noises at the egg.
Like whoever sent them was setting them up. That's why they don't have enough cards because they're sending them into it. That's my thought.
Okay, so the woman on the left, uh, Ulfer, you're not picking this up as well, but Ben and Quillen note that the woman on the left looks genuinely, authentically surprised that there are raiders in the north in Decathorn. Uh, the woman on the right's look of shock is a bit too slow, but she's making looks of shock now.
Oh, but then you already knew about that because that's part of the whole plan, right? Looking at just locking eyes with the other one.
I'm gonna call that intimidation.
There.
Okay.
Nat 20
No,
on a
no.
28.
Hell yeah!
You know, to accentuate that, Obi's gonna materialize on my shoulder.
He pees a little.
She definitely pees a little,
A
and
little.
then jumps off the cart and runs away to the southeast. off the road. The woman screams after her, "Beth! Beth! Where are you going? What, what, what did you, what, I don't understand. What did you, why, Beth?" And she just holds up her arm, and the other carts behind her that had stopped are all like looking over and looking over at Beth running away. And this woman, are you saying we shouldn't head north?
I'm saying that you have been set up to walk into a trap where you are probably going to die and your stuff are taken.
What?
And she knew about that.
Well, and she just yells back, and she's like, "Jonah, Jonah, Beth!" And she just gets off the cart and starts running back to the man on the cart behind her, and she's got words for him. And now men are picking up whatever like bows and things they have, and they're running to look for this Beth woman who's run off to the east.
We should maybe keep an eye, because if some of the other ones are also Quilani, they might kill these people right now. And my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, is that that's the sort of thing that you all would like to prevent.
Are you asking me?
Well, you and Ulfer, you both seem like the kind of people who would like to prevent the people who did not know they were being tricked into bringing supplies to the Quilani from being slaughtered.
Oh, I guess.
We're sort of focused more on the mission.
Oh,
But
that's
if
fine. We can just carry on. We got our answer.
if we come up against some wrongdoers, that's a different story.
Okay, we can just
I mean,
carry on.
we-
I don't feel strongly.
We
All
can't fix all the problems.
right. You guys,
All right, let me write that one down. Good.
you guys continue down the Lartissian Boulevard, and the as you sort of, I imagine, have some curiosity, looking to the east every once in a while, you see that Beth is eventually caught up with and is being dragged back to the carts, but you continue to move on into the city, and then you see what I described earlier with these three drums and the roads that are on causeways over these depressions. So, um, as you enter the city proper, you note there are no walls. Uh, there are no guard posts coming in. Uh, just come right in, and you're immediately swamped by people trying to sell you stuff. Uh, Everything from soaps to herbs to uh, people are trying to sell you magic weapons that at one glance you know are not magic weapons. Uh, there's just people that are, it's the equivalent of people selling bootleg DVDs and shit. And so there's carpets laid out. They don't even have tents. They're trying to sell you shit as you walk in, and then of course there are um, the people manning these sort of rotating, circling around uh, sky coaches, kind of that, like the whatever they're called, ski lift kind of gondolas that rotate up and down these roads. It's loud. It's very loud in here. There is busking going on, bards shouting out, people trying to talk people to come to taverns. Um,
We
uh,
should look and see if anyone is selling anything like the Tenebrae juice, because we know it came from here, or some came from
Yeah.
here. Some was made where, but that the shithead, that had Carl, he I got some here.
Give me a perception check. Okay. You get to, almost up to what you can see is this sort of citadel in the middle of the town. Well, not the middle, but you know where it is. Sort of here. Uh, and the Latisan boulevard has just all these stalls set up alongside it. And to describe a little bit what you're seeing, the glass knot drum, and you're seeing signs that sort of indicate that go down this way into the glass knot drum. That appears to be upper middle class merchants and nobility. And the Greyfire Mill appears to be like like people concerned with milling and the production of foodstuffs. Uh, and so it's a little bit of a lower economic status area. Um, as you get to the, like I said, like the R here in Lartizian, there's like a Muppet like person. He's got a very long coat on, and he's talking to probably, yeah, well, it's a male human, uh, can't be more than 17, uh, and they are having a very engaged conversation in undertones. And it catches your eye, Ben, and he sort of pulls him towards the edge of the road. And as they go to the edge of the road, he sort of opens one side of his coat and pulls out a vial. Um, you only glance at with that 22. He's very deft, uh, and hands the man the vial, and you see a gold piece handed back in exchange for this very small vial. The
I'm gonna
vial
have
is very purple in
yeah.
coloration.
I'm gonna have Obi fly over and materialize again, turn visible, and Obi will say in common, "Hey, do you want the real kind? The real stuff, huh?" So the little shadow monster appears, and
Oh.
this guy's selling you garbage.
Give me Ben's either performance or persuasion. Give
I
me,
am.
or to use Shane's technique, give me your drug dealing skill check.
Oh, this is Obi talking though.
I know, but it's I would
Okay.
felt more like you were directing it. So if you want to give, if Obi's superior, I just felt like it
I
was.
Oh, he's not superior, but he's the one doing the talking.
I know, but I felt like it was under the direction of Ben, and I'm also giving sort of the shadowy bonus to it. So
I'll
um,
roll. I'll roll Obi's persuasion just for fun to put it on.
there we
There
go.
we go.
All right, so it's a 17. Uh, there's a glint of interest in the person's eye, and the person in the overcoat is staring with a gaped look at Obi. There's a look of disbelief.
Uh, and I'm going to telepathically tell Obi to say more, and he's going to turn to the dealer and say, "You thought you knew what you were getting into, hmm?"
Give me Ben's intimidation check. Guy fucks off and he runs down the side of Lartisan Boulevard. Like
So
it's
I'm going to say, does Obi get an opportunity attack?
yes.
Going to take it.
Okay, he's a commoner, so let's see what happens. Definitely hits. He's got a 10 armor class, so oh shit. You damn near killed him. So I did not mean
Um,
to flip a coin. Hold on.
yeah, that also doesn't have the poison damage.
That's what I was just gonna ask you. Is if that's poison?
It
Make a
does
con
have.
save.
Yeah, it's a DC 11 con save, but
Well,
it's half as much damage on a fail or on a successful save. So
yeah.
I don't know
Well,
that it matters
he failed because I'm gonna keep that roll.
because it's also 11 points of poison damage.
He has 10 hit points,
Wow.
so he's
Well, he had 10 hit points.
exactly. So he is. So here's what happens. So he goes running, and like I said, this is 100-foot down drop, and these are steep hills. So if you're not running, if you're not walking on the steps on one of the streets, your chances of falling are high.
Yeah.
So he was already engaging in very risky behavior for a squishy human like any of us, right? Uh, so because we're all
Whoa,
commoners
whoa, whoa.
we're all commoners in real life. Uh, well, maybe we're not. Maybe some of you guys are, but I'm a commoner. I have asthma. I wouldn't make it anyway. So he goes running down the hill, and he starts to trip and fall, and he was probably going to take the fall damage of death anyway. Obi
As Obi's stinger
stings him,
hits him.
and he seizes and starts rolling. He's seizing, but he's dead well before he hits the ground. But he hits so many rocks that he's like getting all kinds of blunt force trauma as he rolls down. So, uh, and the kid, the 17-year-old kid, is like looking down the hill as this is occurring, and he looks back and he's just trying to make eye because Obi flew down a little bit. He's just watching Obi, and when Obi
Well,
flies
that was
back,
an opportunity attack. Obi hasn't moved.
oh, that's right. Okay, so Obi, he looks back at Obi, goes, "This isn't real. What's real?"
Go ahead and drink it and see what happens. And then Obi disappears.
Okay, so he drinks it.
Oh no.
And Obi will, without reappearing, will say, "You idiot! You were supposed to not drink it after I said that."
uh, and then his eyes roll back, and he gets this grin on his face, and he goes, "I knew it. I knew it. I knew she was doing that. I knew it." And then he just sits down in the middle of the road and is laughing.
Well, now I feel kind of bad. I was trying to intimidate him not to do it, but he just did it anyway.
You can't be blamed for that.
I mean, should I just have Obi sting him?
Well,
Or do
maybe
we
just
think
get
this
the
one
bottle.
is like?
Maybe just get the bottle from him and we can see what's going on with it.
Yeah, Obi will just try to take the bottle.
I'm not even going to ask you to roll because it's kind of rolled out of his hands as he's looking up, and he's not dead. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not even unconscious. He's laughing, and then he keeps going. So many secrets. And then, oh, he's able to grab the bottle, the vial. And Obi brings it back, and there's still residue
I'm
at the bottom.
gonna have Obi whisper in his ear as he's having this little flash thing, this vision, whatever it is, and Obi's just gonna whisper in his ear and say, "Yours taste even better."
Um, what's that from The Lion King? Say Mufasa again. Ooh. uh, he gets the shivers like Mufasa. Oh. Uh, and then he stands up and he starts heading down the Lartesian Boulevard to the northeast.
Maybe I will have Obi just follow him.
Okay.
And I'll have Obi will stop off at us and give us the vial first, and then follow the guy.
Got it. Not hard for Obi to follow him. I mean, a little bit of a struggle. There's a lot of people there, but Obi knows what he's doing, and so he drops the bottle off with you, flies back up, keeps an eye on him, and tracks him as he's walking northeast. You guys are right around, like I said, between the A and the R right now.
I did not really expect Obi to kill the guy. Really, that was a bit of a surprise. I sort of maybe don't run away from a shadow monster.
Uh, you look at the vial, and the vial has the equivalent of like when you look at a wine glass and there's 2 to 3 drops left in it. Um,
Oh,
that's what's left at the bottom of this vial.
hopefully that's enough to test what this is. And I
Yes,
will
well, you
collect
can.
it very carefully, like put a stopper in it, and
Did you test the one from
yeah,
the
yeah.
distillery so you can see if they're the same?
Yes, that's the hope. That is the hope. Yeah, I mean, if I can tell right now, Paul, totally. But otherwise, I'll squirrel it away so that I can
I think
test it at some other time.
you know you're going to need to sit down with
Yeah.
your alchemical supplies, and so doing another. But your first gut reaction is looks the same, smells the same.
Yeah.
From things you can do like on the fly, right? Like if you were to
Yeah.
look at it and smell it, it would those first 2 indicators would be this is the same thing or it's similar anyway from a scientific
Pretty,
perspective.
it's a duck.
So, uh, all right. I was planning on us doing a bio break at 8 with Chris coming back, but he has not piped in yet. Do you guys need a bio break or do you want to keep going?
I could use a break. Yeah.
Okay.
Me too.
All right. Let's take a 5 minute bio break and we'll be right back if that works for everybody.
This message.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Will be.
All right. Yeah, I'll be back.
Hi, everybody. That was way more than 5 minutes, but we're back now, and we are picking up with entering Cloverdrum. Actually, they've been in the city of Cloverdrum for quite a few minutes, and in those quite a few minutes, they've killed a commoner. Um, he appeared to be dealing a drug, not a drug, a substance that they're aware of is super bad. Um, but
So
nonetheless,
totally justified.
nope, nope. We're not doing that on this channel. Uh, but I will say that they had their own reasons. We're not going to say what alignment that was, uh, but they had their reasons for acting, and they did. Uh, and there is now a dead body along the
No,
roadways
he fell down into the drum,
he did into Greyfire Mill. He's somewhere in this general vicinity.
which I think qualifies him as somebody else's problem now.
He might be, uh, but uh, in any case, you guys are on the main boulevard coming in from the north and heading towards the citadel of the Upper Ward. Uh, it is just a little bit past midday as you wander in. Uh, and I believe Quillen has a sample of this person's wares. And what do you guys wish to do?
We should probably head to the docks, yes, or look for a boat.
Can you guys tell me your passive perceptions?
18.
Ooh, we lost Shane again.
How would one know their passive perception?
It's whatever 10 plus whatever your bonus is on perception, but it should say on your sheet
14.
13. Okay.
14.
14. Okay.
13 here.
Okay. Ben, as you guys are walking down, you notice that there is a woman tailing you guys.
Oh, and Obi is following the
Yeah,
guy who bought the drug.
he's heading northeast at this point.
Yeah.
How far can you maintain contact with him?
Telepathic communication's only 100 feet. But I'm gonna go ahead and tell him to tail him, and if he gets out of that range, just report back later.
Okay. Uh, all right. So he's heading northeast at this point. You guys are heading southwest. Mostly south, but a little bit southwest. And there is a woman. She is wearing long skirts. They have got like that little tie up that pulls the skirt up to the side. She's got petticoats hanging out. She has a ton of bracelets up her wrists, and she is wearing like a very complicated braid and into sort of a like a side pony type situation on the side of her head. It's very complicated hair. It doesn't look like anything else you're seeing of women's fashion in this area.
And human.
Human.
Okay. Or at least looks like it.
Uh, Darker skin, similar to yours. Uh, like sort of a dusky hue in the light browns. Dark brown hair.
Right. Well, don't look too aggressively, but there is a woman following us. For what it's worth, I don't
She's
know why.
trying to hide, by the way. You also know that she's trying to be surreptitious.
She's doing her best to stay unseen, but it's not working. Do you all want me to say something, or I don't know
I
if
think
we should?
maybe like we should go down an alley and then have her follow us, and then when we can
Un-
come in and
uh,
confront her there.
Unfortunately, there are no alleys along L'Artisan Boulevard or La Promenade. You would have to go down into one of the drums until you get into the upper ward or down towards the Cotton Docks. But basically, everything is walking downhill from here. You're on this giant causeway. There aren't like
Okay.
other than other vendors who are, like I said, are like working off of like card tables and carpets. You don't see any streets other than these operated streets or stairways going down.
And there are no like buildings then.
Nope, no
Uh,
buildings.
Let's just go confront her then.
we could, rather than duck off to a side, we could just disappear a little.
Whatever you think's best.
Um, I can, uh, I can make two of us invisible. Or I can just make the whole place really fucking dark.
Don't we just ask her why she's following us?
That's fine too.
Does she look like she's trying to pay attention to us, or does it like I'm also realizing like we're on a street, it goes in one direction.
What goes in two? But yeah, I mean you're
Like is she trying to listen into what we're saying, or
not close enough yet. But after Ben points her out, you can make an insight check on her if you'd like. Over since
Well,
you're
and I didn't want to point her out in a way that would make it obvious. So like,
okay.
I would have like described roughly where she is, but I wouldn't like turn and point because I don't want her to know that we know she's following us.
If you described her, I'm not going to make Ulfer make a perception check because, as I said, she looks substantively different than the other people
Yeah,
wandering around
yeah.
here. So once Ulfer turns around, she's staring daggers at Ben. She doesn't give a shit about you, Ulfer.
and I'll explain that to the others that she seems to be not super excited about Ben being here.
Oh, great. Right. Well, that could mean a lot of things.
As
And do you know her?
Does she look at all familiar?
nope, she doesn't look a thing familiar. You can make another one of your rolls if you'd like.
Yeah, we'll give it a try. This is and this is not like I'm just gonna straight up charisma check it.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. Uh, so here's what happens. Ulfer, as Ulfer turned back to look at her and notices she's staring daggers at Ben, Ulfer turns around to tell Ben, seems like she's only interested in you. You turn back and look at her again, and she screams at you, Lewis Bennett! And that
You
name,
gated out. What did I miss?
Lewis Bennett? Uh, and that name, that's a name. That's this body's name. And she comes striding, actually, like forcefully towards you with her finger. And I knew it was you.
I'm sorry. I think you have me confused with someone else.
No, I know that hair. I know those eyes. You are betrothed to my cousin, and you left her at the altar.
You think you know these eyes? I'm just gonna let the shadows take them.
Okay. First thing that happens is as you start to put the shadow forward, a little voice in the back of your head goes, I'm Lewis. And Ed, I would like you to add to your character sheet knowledge from a past life trait from uh, Van Richten's reborn origin, if you
Okay.
can. Is that possible for you to just throw that on
Yeah.
there? So basically, you can now make uh, up to your proficiency bonus number of skill checks with a D4 added to it, or D6 added to it,
Okay.
that you don't already have proficiency in, as I recall. But now you have the ability to access this sage's memories in the back of your head.
Um, I am going to make an intimidation check to tell
Yep.
Lewis to shut the fuck up.
Okay. Uh, all right.
Oh, I'm rattled.
No. he, you do have rerolls, but I would keep that to myself.
No, I'm
But
keeping it.
yeah.
But
uh, all right. She she goes to slap you on the face, and you do the shadow eyes, and she goes, uh,
I believe you have the wrong person.
I could have sworn I'm so sorry. Oh my god, this is awful. I'm terribly sorry. She's flustered. She grabs her she picks up her skirts and she runs off in the opposite direction.
Well, that was interesting.
I will put the name in the chat. That is the name of the body you are inhabiting. So, okay. So,
All this meta knowledge for everybody.
sorry. I, I should have done that privately, but I
No, it's better for the stream.
I feel like people can play well. I feel like this group knows how to say I didn't know that. So, um, but uh, so that is that voice can pop out now, and every once in a while I will ask you to make a charisma saving throw to keep it from coming out. But
But we did hear the woman say that name, right?
you
If I remember.
all heard that. Whether or not, I mean, you believe when Ben says you must be mistaken is up to you, or an insight check if you'd like to make an insight check.
Nah.
You would have to beat a 23 with that insight check, I think. I would keep that charisma roll. So, but he said that you must be mistaken, and she said, oh, yes, I must have been, and runs away embarrassed. All right.
Oh, we should find the boat.
Yeah. Yep. You guys, from where you're at now, you can see it's rather easy to get down to the cotton docks. As you walk down La Promenade, which is just basically a continuation of L'Artisan, you note that in the upper ward now you're in like governmental buildings and uh, high nobility. Um, this bit here is the palace of the governor. As you walk past that, you see several plumed guards. They have giant ostrich feather plumes coming out of their uh, conical helmets, big puffy sleeves, uh, and they pay no attention to you as you walk past, along with others. The hawkers, though, the gamers, the hawkers, the hucksters, even the buskers thin out, and the the pedestrian traffic here seems to be business. People are going from one place to another. They're not shopping. They're not wheeling and dealing. They're not trying to catch people coming into the city. You're in a much more respectable part of the town now. As you get to the end of La Promenade, you can see that it is a steep decline down to the cotton docks. And you're seeing road signs. I'm not saying these names without you guys knowing them. You see road signs pointing towards the new hook drum to the southwest, um, and the upper ward is where you're at, and you could be heading down towards the Everbloom Hills, but your destination is the Cotton Docks. Now you know you have a couple ways down. You could take stairs down, which would be a very long descent down this road here, or you could pay a copper to ride the public transportation down the hills. Um, I'm not trying to nickel and dime you guys. I don't care if you actually pay a copper, but that's
Um,
for RP purposes.
does the lift have capacity for the horse and cart?
No, but neither do the
Okay.
stairs. So uh, if you're looking for where to take the cart and horse, you could ask somebody. Um, and if you do, they point you down all the way to here, where there are actual lifts for cargo.
We also have to figure out what we're going to do with Carl because we did not go past his house.
We also have to figure out how we're going to take the egg without the cart.
Well, he does
Maybe
he has the
we
baby
could-
Bjorn, but
That's pretty obvious what's going on there.
yeah.
I can mask it for about an hour.
I mean, maybe we should follow Carl to his house, and we could make that our new. Maybe we could make a headquarters there.
Well, it's out of town. We have to go to another town to take Carl there.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Carl. I thought whoever the hell Ben was following. Ben.
Oh, the
Obi.
druggie.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
I should point out Obi sees him like leave. Like Obi eventually catches up with you, saying he is actually walking the boulevard up towards Decathorn.
Okay.
So,
Oh
so
well, yeah,
Obi flies back and says he's leaving town.
yeah. Okay. Right, he just fucked off. I think that probably sorted itself out if he was going toward Decathorn.
Right. Maybe we should. Well, I don't know.
Maybe
I like
we'll
the
see him
idea
again
of
at the
finding
Narcobuster
like a.
place.
Yeah, I like the idea of finding like a. Well, like a place to. I don't know. A place to call, like to make a little fort out of or something. Uh, Before going down into one of these barrels. It seems like that'd be a hard place to get out of
Why
quickly.
would we go down at all if we are looking for a boat, right? Do we want to stay in town here for something?
I guess. Yeah, I guess not.
You know,
I thought
we could
we'd
probably
check things out.
find some courier
think we
or
have to.
some child or somewhere who could take Carl home. If that's what we want to do.
Maybe we should ask Carl what he wants.
Look at Ulfer.
We can do that.
Are you going to
Hey,
cast
Carl.
talk with animals?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Oh, Sea-Dog.
Hey, Olfer, how you doing?
Good, my friend. How are you?
You know, I have seen some shit the last couple days. I was a orchard farm animal. And in the last 5 days, I have seen a building explode. I have seen a giant worm creature jump out and eat Bone Splitter. I was a pulley system.
I mean, he got better.
I know this has been exciting. You guys have been great. Uh, I I really am kind of a low key type of horse though. Uh, I wouldn't mind getting back to an orchard type situation. But happy to pull your cart. You guys have been great. Love you guys. Every one of you. Even the one who scares the shit out of people.
You think I scared the shit out of people? I don't think I look that different.
Um, well, you're scary in your own way. Um, but
I can't understand a word that's being said,
yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm
I
not
know.
not keyed into this at all.
Yeah. If Ulfer's translating, yeah, but uh, but basically at the end of it, Carl's like, I would love to be on a farm again. If you guys want to start a farm, I'm your horse. If you guys are gonna run into a bunch of other crazy shit, I might not be your horse.
Okay.
Do you know your way home from here?
Um,
Oh, I think you should find someone who can take them home.
I would.
I
So
mean, my concern is
I'm
like,
assuming that Ulfer speaks in common but is understood by the animal
Yeah, I think
because
that's.
that's how other spells work.
Yeah, I think
But
that's what
if
happens.
Ulfer's actually speaking horse, I won't react to what he said.
I think I'll leave that to Tony. I'll leave that to Tony's decision.
No, I'm definitely speaking common because I don't know how to speak horse, and
Okay.
yeah.
So
We should find someone who can take him there because if we just let Carl go on his own, somebody else is just going to take him.
well, I mean, like, can we have a real conversation though? I mean, what, like home, like that wasn't the merchant, right? That was
It was a
someone
different
else.
farm. He told us at first. Well, he told Ulfer
Right.
anyway.
yeah, he got railroaded from a farmer who loved him but had to sell him, and
Well, what's gonna stop that guy from selling him again? Whatever.
Well, if we
His
send,
life, I suppose.
why don't we send a some child with a pay him a little bit of money to take Carl there, and send a little bit of coin. We've got coin.
Send coin to the farmer and
Yeah,
like
so he
write him a
doesn't have
note.
to sell his horse again.
Like, if you ever fucking sell Carl again, we're gonna come back and make sure that Carl owns the farm next time.
oh, if
Yes, I like that.
Is Ulfer translating any of this to Carl? Because
This is
Uh,
bad
Ulfer
influence.
will just ask, would you prefer to go home or find a new home?
so he doesn't hear anything about the farmer maybe reselling him from that. Uh,
I don't know. Would the
Well,
horse be if I've cast this? Would the horse understand all
the
of
horse
us?
understands you.
only you.
So Quillen and I are having this conversation about threatening the farmer.
And I'm just going to ask him if he would prefer to go home or somewhere else because it should be up to Carl.
I'm gonna give Carl's not terribly bright.
No, don't say that. Why are you swimming with Carl? God damn it.
Gonna give a disadvantage D20 roll here. Uh, why can't I just? Okay, disadvantage. Thank you. um, Carl is like, oh, I liked it just fine on the old farm. That'd be great.
How far
Do
away
we
is
have
this
any
from?
idea where the farm is?
Yeah, yeah. If I put you guys back on the Glover drum map,
Well, it's not that big a deal. I'm just wondering if
It's
we could tell
Amber Drift,
somebody.
right?
yeah, he's from Amberdrift.
Oh, okay. I just was wondering, like, how do we tell just some random kid off the street, pay him to take Carl home? How the fuck's he going to know where Carl lives?
Amber Drift. We can, maybe Carl can give a description of the farm or something, and we send someone to Amber Drift with, pay them some coin to deliver Carl and a little bag that we will try to not make sound like a bunch of coins, so the kid doesn't just steal it.
I was on the only orchard just east of Amberdrift.
Yeah, see, that's pretty easy.
All right. So Carl wants to go home. We're gonna pay some kid to send him home.
All right. I'm gonna
We're good.
hand wave that, um, and then I will decide what happens to Carl later, and we'll see if that ever comes back up. Uh, but Carl is happily led away by a kid who is happy to take this. You got to get a slightly older kid because that's an overnight journey, uh,
Yeah.
back and forth. But happy to take your coin for it. I think like using player's handbook like messenger shit. I think it's like probably 5 silver max that you'd be giving this kid. And he'd be
Let's
feeling
give the kid the gold, and I'm gonna. So I have a topaz worth 15 gold pieces in my inventory that I'm gonna like wrap up in a cloth or something and stick in a bag that I'll put on Carl's saddle.
okay.
That like hopefully the kid won't necessarily find or look for, but it'll get back to the farm.
Got it. Okay. All right. Is that what you guys want to do?
What Carl wants, I guess.
All
I like
right.
Carl and his horse.
Whatever Carl wants.
Carl. All right. You guys find a way for Carl to get to his home, and you the I mean he's gonna take the cart unless you guys want the cart. Otherwise,
No, I think the cart is a liability.
okay. So Bone Splitter will baby Bjorn the egg.
So what I think is we go and Bone Splitter stays back with the egg while we look for a boat, and when we find it, I go back to Bone Splitter. I cast invisibility on the egg, so that when he gets on, the boat doesn't see it.
Okay. Can you put invisibility up in the chat?
Sure.
It's actually only out of curiosity.
DM's
Uh,
trying to screw us, guys.
I'm not. I'm actually curious about something
I'm just messing with you.
because I'm wondering if it says object or creature.
oh, it just says creature. So,
But
but
I
anything they're carrying, so I'll just make Bone Splitter
no no
invisible.
no 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 no. I was gonna say I consider an egg a creature at this point because the egg's communicated.
Oh, okay.
But I was curious about
Because
Well,
because
I
my preference would certainly be to target it and not him,
right.
because I don't want it to be weird when he's on the boat.
It was that I was
like when
saying
he shows up one day.
I asked the question solely as a curiosity. I was going to call it a creature, and therefore I knew it would make it invisible. But I just wanted to know. Um,
Yeah, I have been thinking about it being that you could do an object, but you can't.
yeah.
It's creature.
Um, okay. So, but I am going to consider the egg a creature because I think, wow, that like we could get into some heavy shit here with is an egg a creature. Anyway,
No.
we're not going to do that. Um,
Vegetarian.
Divert,
No.
danger, Will Robinson, danger,
yeah,
danger.
the egg has actually psychically communicated with Bone Splitter, so I'm going to
Yeah,
say
this
that
this egg is a creature because it
is
is
sentient.
actively communicating.
It is sentient and has communicated. Okay. Um, Jesus, I didn't even consider that when I first had that happen when the egg started communicating with Bone Splitter. I'm like, now I'm like all kind of like, I don't want to get into that too far. Um,
Now you're painting artichokes.
Jesus. Um, I'm,
Jesus artichokes?
oh man, I'm gonna put a bunch of artichokes in a Last Supper position and see what happens.
Holy shit.
But one of them will
It's a
have a
commentary
but one of them will
on
have a
Leighton.
halo, and that'll be what
Ugly.
everybody fucking fixates on. Anyway, so the you guys are able to
One's got a weasel and the other's got a flag.
like a termite choking on the splinter. Um, so you don't have to take the cargo. Uh, you can take the stairs here or here, I guess. Or you guys can take these down. It's not a meaningful choice. Whatever you guys want to do. Uh,
Yeah, we'll just take the most direct route because we don't have a horse and a
Oh
cart
well,
to
if we don't,
figure out now.
if we don't have it, I would actually really like to ride on the thing, and I want to make a kind of figure out how this works check, just in case it becomes pertinent to know how this works later.
That
Okay.
sounds fun.
So, as you guys get into the carts, it occurs to Quillen immediately that you see nothing moving the drivetrain. The drivetrain, the 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 sprocketed, or not sprocketed, but the what's it called? The track that catches the gears that are moving these things up and down and around. They don't seem to have any mechanical that you can see uh, uh, force acting on it. And yet,
Huh.
what as you guys get about a third of the way down, it slows down and you move back up a second, and then you start to move back down at a faster pace, and then it slows down and you move up a little bit, and then you come back down.
So as soon as I realize there's nothing mechanical making this work, I would like to use. I just want to make sure I have it already.
Well,
Sometimes I forget such things.
nothing mechanical you can see. I want to be clear on that.
Yeah, I will use my ability to once a day cast a ritual spell um, as its normal cast time, and I will cast detect magic in such a way so that I can figure out what the hell is going on with this thing, or try to.
Okay. Uh, you are catching a slight bit of magic on this. It's faint. It's weak, but there's some bit of magic affecting the way this is moving. Um, After a minute, uh, I think it's transmutation. Hold on. I need to look up and I need to make sure I'm on the right browser so I don't screw up the stream. Okay. What school of magic do you detect? Transmutation. Uh, and that's what you get from detect magic, right? Like you get that there's magic, and
Yep,
eventually you
yep,
can get the school. Um,
yep, yep, yep.
you can make a either perception, insight, or arcana check if you would like, as you're looking around.
Yeah. I'll try that. And I'm gonna add a little something to that. Let's see. It's what's it called? I'm gonna add my clever resolve to that and add a D4.
Okay.
See what's got a little better. Um, yeah, so it's a 17.
Okay. You're almost to the bottom, and it's taken like 10 minutes. Although you realize it would take probably that long or longer to walk down the stairs, and you're far less tired. So probably worth the copper. Uh, but uh, as you're getting to the bottom, you realize that this sort of going down for a while slowly, then going back up, and then going back down, follows the motions of the waves coming into the Trephalini Basin. Uh, and the transmutation spell is a modified enhanceability where the power of the waves is amplified going into something that is running all of these gear chains. So it's a tidal harness kind of situation, moving all of these uh, gears.
Well, that's really interesting.
So as you get towards the bottom, sort of interesting. artificer use of magic with a mechanical application. Uh, and you're now on the seawall boardwalk in the cotton docks. And it is a wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Oh,
As you have been
We
as
must be cautious.
as you have been descending, you have seen that this is like Navy Week in New York, only less uniforms, way more weaponry displayed. Everybody walking through here has knives like strapped on their bodies, and you're certain there are more hidden about their persons. Lots of gashes, some treated well and sewn up well, some just kind of left to heal as they're flapping about. Uh, Looks like knife fighting is fairly common along the seawall boardwalk. But there are a number of ships berthed. Some seem more passenger oriented, but even a cargo ship could take passengers if you were willing to sleep in perhaps less ideal circumstances.
Well, since we are looking to go somewhere rather specific, maybe we want to find a smaller ship that we could perhaps try to charter.
Look,
yeah. We should get out of here. Quick, quick.
looking about, you see two smaller, like raked sail, um, speedy ships. These look like a little bit more for hire, a little less about cargo. One is to the west of you, and one is to the south. You guys are right here on the K of Boardwalk.
Let's take a look at the names of the ships and see if one of them sounds better.
Okay. Uh, which way are you heading first, west or south? Does it matter? If it doesn't matter,
Is either one closer?
no, not necessarily. You guys just do a circle around, and I will tell you the one to the west is the Kildale. The one to the south is the Tilbury.
I don't know who Dale is, but they must have killed him. Which kind of endears me to them. I don't know why, but I really don't like Dale. It's probably just something bubbling up from my subconscious.
So as Ben stays a little bit longer looking at the Kildale, he notices that uh, there are quite a few crew people on it, and they aren't working hard. You're not a seafaring. In fact, you've never seen a sea before. But it doesn't look like anybody's like you look at the other ships and everybody's like loading cargo, or it's basically has no crew people on it at all. This is the only ship you see with crew people on it that aren't doing anything.
Cool.
It looks like that one's probably ready to go. If we want to like get going right away.
What do the people on that one look like? Do they seem more piratey than other people?
Um,
Are they humans? Are they other origins? Or
there are a number of uh, I mean, it's mostly humans, but there are a number of folk that you would identify as elves or half elves.
Yeah, you can't trust them.
And just
really, we're going to go there right now, little rat man. You're going to go there?
the other thing that you notice is that like they are all really into like they look like they're playing games, and like the sweet smell of like pipe smoke is 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 just coming. This is a very relaxed sort of smelling thing happening here. Like people are just hanging out on the ship. uh, just enjoying the day.
Oh,
It's a pleasure yacht. It's gonna get sunk by orcas a mile offshore.
Doesn't
yeah, that'd be awesome.
it doesn't actually give you the impression of a pleasure yacht. I will say that.
I mean, do we
I
just
bet
want
it
to
just
ask?
gives tours.
Do we just want to ask if they're for hire? I'll go ask them.
Seems a little sus. The one that's different is maybe Pat.
And I'll go see what. Maybe I'll get a good gut feel from them.
Okay, okay.
So is just Ben going up and approaching, or are you all going up? Because there's a gangplank down. You can go up the gangplank and talk to the somebody who looks official on the deck.
Ben's gonna go if nobody follows him. That's fine.
Ulfra would probably follow him.
Obi's with him, but Obi's invisible.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not going to be left behind. I mean, let Ben go by himself.
Okay. Um.
But we'll leave Bone Splitter back so that we can later invisibility the egg if we need to.
Gotcha. All right. So the three of you board the Killdale. Uh, and as you
Hello there.
climb up the gangplank, as soon as you step up there, there's a scurry of movement, and everybody sort of like kind of heps to, but then they realize they don't have anything to do, and so like they like get really anxious for a second, and then they go, and they go back to like playing checkers, uh, and a person walks up to you and says, "Hello, welcome aboard the Killdale. How may we be of service to you?"
I'm just wondering if your ship is for hire if we wanted to charter a vessel for a journey.
Absolutely, if you're heading north.
Turns out I think we are heading. Which way is north?
Uh,
It's that way.
points to the north.
No, I turned to Quillen and
Oh,
Ulfer to ask.
okay.
We're north, right? That's what it was on your map on your world picture.
Yeah, that's right.
Quillen, what do you look like right now?
I mean, I haven't changed. I mean,
I mean, do you have
I
like
think I have like my.
a hood or a hat or?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think I have the typical. I'm used to people being weird about me, so I do my best to
No,
cover it
it's
up.
Ben and
Kind of.
two people in deep hoods.
Right.
Yeah, deep woods. Small. I mean,
So as soon as Ben turns to Quillen and Ulfer to ask about North, the person kind of squats down and looks down and says, "Do I'm I apologize in advance, friend, if this is offensive." And he's saying this to
it
Quillen.
will be.
Um,
Yeah.
do you know Fiskar's taupe?
His scar's taupe.
He looks much like you
Uh.
do,
Yeah.
only much grayer.
What do you what? How do you know him?
Well, he has chartered us, but he has not come back. We have one day left before we sail without him.
Um, he was here. What can you tell me?
We sailed him here from oh my God, I'm blanking. Um, second, please. Paul needs to look at the map. I forgot which city he traveled from. And that map's not gonna help me. uh, I think it's from Blankyard. We sailed him here from Blankyard. Um, he was on some mission. Had to discover some things. He paid us to stay here boarded for a week, so we've been ready to sail for a week, and we've accepted his coin and we'll honor it. But we haven't heard hide nor hair of him for 3 days.
Oh,
So you've
oh.
got 7 more days or 4 more days to wait.
No, 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 no. we'd heard of he'd hired us for 7 days. 4 days
Ah,
passed. We saw him, and then we haven't
and
seen
not
him
since.
for two. Sorry, there's one more day remaining.
Well,
Do you know where he was going?
Well, the last time he told us he was heading uh, to the Lucky Traveler. It's a sort of inn of ill repute here in the cotton docks. I was a little nervous about his well-being, so I asked the captain if we could send 2 men to tail him, just to make sure he was okay. He was a fine fellow, very friendly, played a great game of chess. Um,
That's not surprising.
and So we followed him there. He went in and, well, he stayed there for a while. We came back and asked after him the next day, and they said they'd never seen him. So we're not too
But you know
we're
he
not
went in.
too hopeful that yes, we know he went in, but we're
so
not too certain
you
he
can leave until
survived.
tomorrow then.
We can leave tomorrow. Would hate to. He was just a jolly good fellow. Hate to leave him, but it, he wouldn't be the first person to meet a rotten end on the cotton docks.
Well, I think we should go look for him.
Oh,
Would you all be willing to go look for him?
oh, I was misread. I just thought it meant we had to wait a day. Well, I suppose you. Yeah,
Well,
if this is someone you know,
yes. He's like me. He's a seeker.
and you you want to see people that you know.
Yeah. Don't you?
Nope, sure don't.
Oh. Well, if he's in trouble, he probably needs our help. Well, it might be
Right?
the opportunity to use your special skills.
You want me to charm them?
I mean, or scare the shit out of them and
And
make them do what you want.
the person says, "We have been engaged by Fiskar's Tope to stay here for another day. We will sail to the north tomorrow, uh, at least as far as Blankyard. Farther, if there's coin for it. Uh, would you like to book passage with us?"
Can we put down a deposit that would get you to stay longer if it takes us longer to track this guy down? And then if we get back in time, we can use that deposit to pay toward our voyage?
Um, let me ask the captain, and you are actually left alone for a second while he goes and asks the captain. Uh, and so you have like a
One
minute
of you
if
is
there's
going
anything
to
else.
need to talk to him about where we are going because I don't know how to read your world pictures.
I can do that. I'm sorry. I'm really kind of concerned about Heskar. Uh, but, uh, but it might help us too, cause well, he's out doing the same thing I'm doing, and so I think if well, finding him, we might find more information on what we're looking for.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, we can. They can. They're not leaving until tomorrow anyway. I suppose we could check the other boat, but it seems to make more sense to find this person you know, and see if they're okay, and then come back to the boat.
The
That'd be good. That'd be really good.
the first mate comes back out and says, "The captain is agreeable to wait for one more day. We have business in Blankyard, and then actually somewhat further north. Should you wish to be put ashore further north, there are no ports farther north than Blankyard. But
Well,
the deposit would be 3 gold."
Well, that's a
that should be
mighty
fine.
steep price.
It is 1/10 the cost of your travel.
But if we were to then get back earlier and didn't need the extra day, can we put that 3 gold toward the travel?
Absolutely. We're honorable
Yes,
people.
that seems reasonable to me.
Okay.
We keep 1 gold as deposit.
So we would get 2 gold toward our transit.
No,
If
no,
we
no, no, no. If you bail on us, we keep 1 gold and you get 2 gold back.
If we don't take the trip at all.
Yeah, if you cancel.
Oh, yeah, that
Yeah.
seems fine. I
Oh.
was thinking more along the lines of not canceling, but just making sure that the money can go toward the trip.
No. The deposit is towards the final. Yeah. It's gonna be 30 gold for you guys to get your passage all the way there, but it'll be 3 gold deposit and 1 just to hold it. They keep no matter what. So you have engaged the Kildale under Captain Orion Drurin. Uh, and her first mate, Dylan Balzac. Not
I'm sorry.
not Balzac, Tony.
I'm sorry?
Balzac.
I'm
That's all I
sorry.
heard.
Yeah, you
I
can't do
mean,
that.
you can't name him Ballsack and not expect.
His
I
dad's name's Harry. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I was an English and European literature major. Honoré de Balzac is one of the best writers that has ever lived.
Did
Whatever.
you say honor the Ballsack?
Honoré de Balzac. All right.
Yep, that's what he said.
Honorary ball sack. I heard
Ah,
it too.
It's honorary Ballsack.
this is where I live. Anyway,
We're cultured people.
I'm
struggling.
gonna keep it. His name is Dylan Balzac, and we'll have
Yep,
fun with that
sure
for
is.
days, I'm sure.
Oh.
The captain's name.
What's that guy dealing? Oh, he's dealing ball sack.
Jesus. Orion.
I was not ready for that.
I was actually going to compliment you on giving the captain a name that I couldn't figure out a way to make fun of, but I didn't need to say it because you followed it right up with ball sack.
Yep.
All right.
I was gonna say, you must have said the name out loud because I can't think of any way that's funny.
When I was
Oh.
when I was writing down all of the names that I had come from with the French name generator, I put down Dylan Balzac and I went, "There's no way they're not making fun of this." And yet, I love many of.
Ballsack?
Yeah, I do.
Many a ball sack.
And so I was like, I'm keeping it because I love Bob Dylan and Honoré de Balzac, and so I was keeping it because that's what came up, and I was like, and I'm using it, and I don't care. We'll just have fun with it, and it'll be funny. But I know what I meant. So
Me too.
nice.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah.
Always good to name a character after your favorite ball sack too.
I've only got the one.
This is wrinkle sweaty.
Nice.
Holy shit.
Rico Sweat.
Have you seen the moment where Matt Mercer first introduces the character Pervon and like the cast dies?
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Oh, that's me right now. This is ridiculous.
I
Ooh, boy.
never don't relive me watching that whenever I don't say the name out loud beforehand. But
Oh.
I just, if you start anything with perv, you're in a problem. You're just.
You named a character ball sack. Ball.
I know
You're
you are pronouncing it how
Way
you choose
worse.
to pronounce it. It's
Yeah,
Balzac.
I don't hear a difference.
Balsac and Balzac.
okay. I'll call him Balzac.
All right.
And
Yay!
They're the same picture.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
And Chris Jones just resubscribed.
He
So
messaged back and said he couldn't make it, but
all
But-
I'm laughing about is that
The timing.
Tony said I'm gonna call him Balzac, and then in my ear I hear yay. All right, fine, it's Balzac. Let's go on. So and we're reaching Tony Pumpkin time.
Oh yeah.
You guys head down. You're leaving the Killdale and heading towards.
because fuck Dale.
You're pointed in the direction of the Lucky Traveler, which is on the south side of the Cotton Docks, kind of near where the sea is. I'm sorry, it's actually right on the coast, so it's on the street where that sea is. Uh, the bar overhangs the basin by a little bit. It's got a cantilevered like drinking deck over the ocean, um, and it looks like a seedy ass bar. There's puke in the streets in front of it, broken bottles, dirt. It's not been cleaned. There's animal feces everywhere. Uh, this is a seedy port bar. Uh,
Nice.
so, hold on one second. What you see is Ed, can you see?
We're still on City of Clover.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I can see.
Okay. So, the door that you see there, like you see the front wall, it's just pieces of driftwood that have been nailed up onto a frame. The the roof is additionally like a hodgepodge of driftwood and thatch. And the door is board and batten that is kind of hung, like kind of woven together with twigs. Uh, this is the shittiest bar you have ever seen. From the
Well, what do you say
ins,
that
oh, you can hear people singing inside. There are sea shanties being sung, and a
what do
small
you say that
fist fight.
you all wait by the door and I'll go in and ask after your friend, um, and see if maybe I can get any information, and you'll all be close by if it just goes to shit.
Okay.
Okay.
And Obi will be with me just in case.
All right. Ben, as you walk in, it smells like a fraternity party 2 days later
Mmm.
where they had a keg of Nat Light.
Mmm.
You know that
That's
smell.
definitely urine along these walls.
Yep, it smells like urine, natural light, and like desperation,
Bad,
disappointment.
terrible decisions.
Yeah. Everything that you thought would happen 2 nights ago didn't turn out.
Listen, we respect strong choices, but sometimes they're still bad.
Yep. I have not peopled this with tokens, but
That's fine.
you are pressing through a crowd as you move through here. There are just this is a lot of people who have hit rock bottom, and some of them seem to be okay with that, and some of them are desperate to figure a way out of it. Um, but as you push into the common room, you are noting a number of people sitting here who are wearing similar clothing to the Kailani.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
About 8. Mostly clustered together in groups of 2 or 3.
I'm gonna telepathically tell Obi to go out and just tell them they should just come in.
Okay.
because this is probably gonna get rough. So Obi will come
I'm
out
gonna.
and say that to you.
I will tell. Upon seeing the place, I will tell Obi to tell you that we should make sure to shoot first.
Um, as you get to the corner of the bar, you're propositioned by two people, a man and a woman, um,
Hello.
who are seeking coin from you for relaxation. Uh, as they both make that proposition, a bartender walks over and tells them to fuck off and asks if you're here for actual legitimate business purposes, as in, do you want a fucking beer?
I don't want to fuck a beer.
I will take a beer, and I also am looking for a friend who I'm supposed to meet here.
Uh, when you said, "Oh, I don't want to fucking," beer," and I was just gonna make a couch joke, but it went right out of my head. Okay. Uh, you're
A
looking.
short fellow, long nose, prodigious beard.
Mm, not sure I saw anybody by that
Like it
description.
covers its whole body.
The beard covers his whole body?
Sort of, yeah.
Nope.
Okay, he has fur.
Nope. Haven't seen anybody that looks like that.
I'm gonna put a gold on the counter, and am supposed to meet him here, and it would be very unfortunate if he had not been seen. And I would roll an intimidate.
Give an intimidation, but I also want an insight check
Okay.
as you do that.
I would
Insight
also need
is
insight.
15.
Okay.
Intimidate's a 16.
Okay. He takes the coin, but he's not looking at you. He's looking at 2K Alani over here
Okay.
as he says, I really don't know what or who you're talking about, but this will buy you a lot of beer. And
I don't understand the subtext.
the man and the woman behind you, who are still actually trying to proposition you,
Mm-hmm.
uh, given your intimidation check of 16, suddenly become interested in Ulfer walking in and start moving towards Ulfer. And so now Ulfer has very clearly two prostitutes trying to proposition him. Uh,
I will take the beer that I bought and walk over to the table he was looking at.
this is very yellow beer that is warm.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't intend to drink it.
So gross. I'm just thinking of the Bush Light I had at I want to say it was a beta party my freshman year. So gross.
Beta.
So gross. Um, Beta Theta Pi, I think, is what it was, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't remember the fraternities at Central anymore.
That's correct.
Okay. Uh, so I know Tony was in a fraternity at Central, and I wasn't going to say his fraternity. Because I never went to one of your fraternities parties. So
It's unfortunate. We always had the best bands.
I heard that. But the betas had a verve pipe that year, my freshman year. So
Hmm.
anyway, we don't need to get into that now here on stream. Anyway, I just remember Bush Light and I never drank it again. Anyway, so wait, I'm sorry, what were you doing? I lost track of
I'm
it thinking about
walking up to the
shitty beer.
table with the
Oh,
to the table with the two Quailani that he was looking at.
okay.
And I will follow right
Oh,
behind.
okay. Ulfer, you're getting propositioned heavily. Are you going to just push through them, or
I'm
they're
just going to tell them to fuck off.
okay? Give me an intimidation check.
Not like that. I'm just gonna tell them I'm not interested.
Okay. Uh, they you as you walk away from them, you feel the stares on your back. Um, so, uh, they take up. They both go. I don't have tokens here, but they go and sit on stools over here. It is very crowded, but a lot of people are moving and walking around in here. Um,
Mm-hmm.
all right. So as you walk up to the two sitting at this table, and I am going to wrap this up, Tony, I promise, in the next 2 minutes because I know it's 11 o'clock your time. Uh,
Cool.
uh, the Kailani look at you. Uh, can we help you, friend?
Oh, that's a good choice of words. I am looking for a friend. A short friend with a long nose, probably wearing a hood. Uh, he came in here and he has not been seen since.
Okay.
And I think you know something about it.
So the one who asked you, can I help you, friend, is sitting here or over here,
Mm-hmm.
and his companion is right here. The companion against the south wall does a very ornate or complicated tapping along his beer glass. It catches your eye.
Mm-hmm.
Like he taps the table twice and does like a piano run along the glass and then flicks the top of the glass afterwards. And the other one says, don't know if we can help you. We're strangers to this place as well.
I'm gonna pull a blood-spattered Kailani love letter that I took off a body out of my bag and place it on the table in front of them and say, "Are you sure you don't know anything? Because I would certainly like to collect more trinkets." And I'll roll intimidate.
Roll the intimidation check, and we're gonna pick it up from there after you roll the die.
Oh,
Oh no!
I'm gonna use a reroll.
Okay.
yeah.
No, the other way. All
Nice.
right.
Whoa!
Nice use of a reroll. All right, hold on. Let me need to remember to. Okay, you guys have two rerolls left. Um. All right. As you plunk that down, he looks at the blood spattered letter, looks up at you, and the other friend grabs the glass and splashes the beer in your face. And we will go to initiative at our next game. So,
Oh, son of a bitch.
so that's where we'll leave it. There's going to be a bar fight when we pick up next time. Bone Splitter, I think, was left outside because he's baby Bjorning an egg.
Yeah.
So we'll pick it up from there next time with a barroom blitz. Uh, so, oh, uh, thanks for the cheer, Shane. Uh, thanks everybody for watching tonight. We will, I think, our next game, if everything is okay, will be Drow on Sunday. Um, I haven't heard that nobody can make it yet. uh, but we've had a lot of illnesses and family emergencies come up. So, and it's summer and it's rough. But hopefully we'll be back next Sunday with what I think is potentially the conclusion of the Drow portion uh, of that, and we'll move into the Queen of the Demon Web Pits from there. After that, I think we're on hiatus for Warbler throughout the month of August. Uh, because 2 of our players are higher education professionals and they are pretty much swamped throughout that month. And then I think after that will be Aspergenesis, the Sunday following that. So until we see you next time, roll some dice, play some games, and give of your time or treasure to causes that are meaningful for you. We'll see you on the flip side. Thanks, everybody.
Later.
Later.